What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So I want to give you a scenario. And the scenario is, I've heard people say that every mechanic shop that they go to, they get a different opinion. Well, I will tell you that's based on their skill, their experience, their knowledge, tools, and equipment. And we'll just give you for instance, okay? This morning, a customer says, I have a noise when turning. Okay? That's all he complains about. Noise when I'm turning. I have another job for you. Okay, no problem. So I take the vehicle for a road test. I start the car up. The engine's vibrating slightly. This is my experience because I'm the professional. And that's not horrible, but it's vibrating. I take it for a road test. I make a left and right hand turn. I don't hear any noises. I continue to drive the car. So now we're diagnosing the car. This is more than just a road test. We're diagnosing the car. And then I get the noise that happened. It's a scraping shield type noise from one of the front tires. I'm not sure where it's at. And that's just on a short, under 25 mile an hour road test. And then I actually go for a higher road test. And sometimes I'll go for a high speed road test depending on what I feel at low to mid speeds. So I drive straight, I make left and right turns hard, make sure that I don't have any axles or transfer case or differential noises, no suspension noises. I hit some rough bumps. The shocks and struts are soggy at 100,000 miles on this CRV. So now I'm getting out to the highway and I hit the brakes at 40 miles an hour and decel down to a complete stop. The front brakes are making noise. It's like a moan groan at the last 3 to 5 feet of stopping. And then I hit the gas again to go 50 miles an hour. I get a slight brake pedal pulsation. And it's slight, but it's still a problem, right? You have a brake pedal pulsation. You have noise at the end of your stop. Something's going on. Neither of which the customer complained anything about those issues. I also note that the tire light's on, which the customer never notes anything about that. And then I also note that the DRL light flashes when you hit the brakes and come to a complete stop, and that comes on and off, which is another issue. So the customer said I only have one issue when I make a turn, but nor did he report all the other issues that I found. That's based on masterful skill and ability and knowledge of multi-manufacturers of vehicles. That's one. Now you can take this to another shop that the guys that have
Welcome to
probably
Pennsylvania.
no experience.
In a quarter mile, continue
experience,
straight onto
and
Tacony
they may
Palmyra
not
Bridge.
pick up the brake pedal pulsation. They may not pick up this slight engine vibration. They may or may not find the shield that's making noise from the front brakes, which I didn't further go into it. And then I bring the car in the shop and I start my visual
Continue
inspection.
straight onto Tacony Palmyra
So my
Bridge,
visual
then slide
inspection
right onto
is a
New State
shakedown
Road.
and seeing what I'm dealing with here. And I'm rotating the tires to check for drag on the calipers.
Take the next
or
right
hoses
onto
or
New
the
State Road,
sliders
State
or whatever
Road.
the case may be. So I
Continue
already have
on
a
New State
warped
Road
rotor
for half a
condition.
mile.
I have noise while stopping, and I also have a noise while turning. So these are all front brake issues on this car, and my recommendation to this person was to resolve all the issues that I'm documenting for the brakes, calipers, pads, and rotors in the front. And no sense in me taking his wheels off to find out if he has a rusted out brake backing plate as well, or a distorted brake backing plate, because the car requires work already. So, I mean, that's the professional way of checking the car out. So now we'll take another scenario that I would tell you that my novice technicians would probably do. They may not find the brake noise based on their road test skills because it's not consistent. It was intermittent. It wasn't every time that you made a turn. It was here and there, but I made it happen. They probably would note the slight brake pedal pulsation because these guys like to drive a little aggressive, but it's a Honda CRV 4-cylinder. They may not whip it up to speed and do a hard stop or a mid stop and really test the braking system. They may not pick up that the shocks and struts are a little soggy based on the road test and rebounding compression of certain bumps. So there's the difference. And then you also have the old mechanic who doesn't want to sell anybody anything or doesn't want to do anything, and who will try to be the hero and say, well, just because you have a brake pedal pulsation and your calipers or sticking or dragging for a little bit, that's okay. I can just push this shield out of the way. You follow me? You follow along? So the right guy checking your car out, the novice guy with least amount of experience checking the car out, and then you have your guys who don't care what they're doing, that they're trying to perceive to the customer that they're the greatest mechanic known to man, and your problem was just this simple, and it was just move the shield. Well, that's
in
not the case.
1,000 feet, slight right onto Miller Street.
The road test shows that the vehicle has other issues. And if he doesn't road test the car, he just brings it in the shop, he may not find that issue as well. I mean, that could happen too. So that's where there's a disconnect.
Take the next right onto Milner Street.
I will tell you in estimates for shops. And same thing with exhaust systems, and it happens all the time. We'll get, I just need brackets or hangers.
In a quarter mile,
and I say, well,
turn
why
left
do you
onto
just
the
need brackets
I-95
and
North
hangers?
ramp.
Well, they're rusted off. Well, they're part of your pipe assembly, and that means that you need more work. So it's not just, hey, I need a $2 fix or a $5 fix or a $50 fix. That pipe is near the end of its useful life if parts have rusted off of it already. And then you want to ask a professional to touch it,
turn left onto the I-95 North ramp,
and you're not prepared to spend the $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 pipe job that's required.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-95 North.
We see that a lot. I just need this. I just need a tire plug. I just need that. You're not an expert, and if you were an expert in our business, you wouldn't come in and ask us for that type of stuff. You would come in and say, yeah, I need a new tire. I've been driving around on it with a flat for a long time. It really needs to be broken down and inspected to make sure that there's not chunks of molten metal inside, molten rubber inside my tire. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, I just need a tire plug, or I just need air in my tire. Well, why do you just need air in your tire? Is it because your tires are good and it's just natural that the molecules of air pass through the rubber, and that's a normal effect for air? Nitrogen actually is a larger molecule and lasts longer. So what is it? You know, today it's your tires are speed rated, high speed rated, low profiles. They cannot take any low tire pressure heat. Therefore, if you have a flat tire and you drove on it, and I don't care if you drove 5 miles, 1 mile, the tire needs to be broken down and inspected to see if there's damage internal. So there's the disconnect. You'll have, and I call these scab shops. They don't care if you have a nail in your sidewall, and there's no steel belts. They'll plug it. They'll patch it. That's not the right thing to do. Or, you know, customers will come in and say, I need a tune-up, and then I'll ask why. Well, because, you know, I read in maintenance that it's due. Okay, great. Then I agree with that. But I need a tune-up because my check engine light's on and my mechanic says I need a gas cap. Well, did he diagnose it? No. Did you diagnose it? No. Well, then why would I do so? And that's the case. Now, we're not talking about, you know, we'll just say, I need a wheel alignment, which I hear this constantly. Well, why do you think you need a wheel alignment? Well, I went to another shop, they replaced all my front end parts. I just need a wheel alignment. Well, I will tell you, that would need to be re-diagnosed to make sure that he did it right and everything is the way it should be. Or it could be, another situation is, I need a wheel alignment because my steering wheel shakes as I'm driving down the road. Well, that could mean that you have severe front end parts falling off your car, brake problems, tire problems, not necessarily a wheel alignment. And they could have gotten that information from another shop or YouTube or wherever, and the customers now think, that person thinks and he's convinced he just needs a wheel alignment, when that's the furthest thing wrong with his car. Because they may have called somewhere and said, hey, you know, my wheel shake, oh, you need a wheel alignment. That's not the case. It could be anything that's causing your wheel to shake. But that's where it comes in. You need to find a sharp, good mechanic who's going to advise you right every time they come in to fix your car. And then if he's wrong, I guarantee he's going to stand behind what his evaluation is and make good on it. So, you know, just because you have a brake shield that's making noise, right? Your brake shield's part of your braking system. Is it rusted off? Is there a component loose? Is the rotor warped? What caused the brake shield to start making noise while driving straight or making turns? And what is the proper repair? Well, the proper repair is repair or replace. And if you have to take the brakes off to access the brake shield, then, and you already have pre-existing brake issues, why would you even go any further with that job? And then risk having him complain, well, it pulsated a little bit before you did the job, and now it pulsates a lot after the job. Well, that does happen too. You take things apart, you tighten things back up, and things of that nature do happen. Do we want to be involved in that? No. So we will have to advise the correct repair. Take it apart, fix the brake pads, fix the calipers, fix the rotor, fix the parking
In 2
brake
miles,
system
take
that,
exit 37 for
that's
Pennsylvania
falling apart,
132
and,
Street
you know,
Road.
so on and so forth. So there's many different opinions out there for mechanics, and I would say the better mechanics are going to be more expensive. I guarantee that. And if it's a simple repair, your better mechanic's going to say, hey, you just need a hanger, or you just need a patch, or you just need brake pads and rotors, or hey, you just need a brake shield adjustment for one reason or another. And yes, you could just do spark plugs, and no, you shouldn't just do spark plugs at 150,000 miles. You know, I have texts that say they've never replaced coil packs. Dude, for real? I mean, seriously. You can't expect ignition components to last forever and function forever and just go in and out of people's motors and put just spark plugs in, unless it's like 30,000, 60,000. Once you start hitting 100, 150, 200, 300,000, those coil packs are done. You know, and do you want the customer to come back with a problem shortly after you tune up their car? No, it's your job to advise them the right thing to do. If you were a plumber and you were fixing their plumbing and you had pipes that showed signs of possible
In half a
leaks
mile, take
or
exit
leaks that are
37
gonna
for
happen,
Pennsylvania
you are not
132
going to go
Street
in there and
Road.
touch their plumbing in their house, risking that it's going to fall apart in your hands. And then you're in there fixing it for free. No. Hey, Mr. and Mr. Customer, your pipes are 20, 30 years old. It's time for some new plumbing. You understand what I'm saying? And
Take
then you're
exit
going to get the guy
37.
that's going to just roll the dice and risk going in there and cutting a piece of pipe and hope that the whole thing doesn't fall apart in his hands. And then he's back every week with them
In
complaining
1,000
that
feet,
they never
turn
had
right
that
onto
problem
Street
until you
Road.
touched it.
Turn right onto Street Road.
Thanks for watching.